Welcome to the Arizona desert and Nugget Shooter Journals. Today we're going to maybe be using two different detectors. I brought two with. I've got the MineLab GP 3500. This one's been modded a little bit. I really like this machine. It's even got one of the old Nugget Finder coils. Yeah, that's my sticker on there, but it's an old Nugget Finder fiberglass 14x7 coil. That was one of the best coils I think they ever built. And we got the Gold Monster with us because we got some shallow bedrock I've been driving past in this wash as I've been coming in. And I'm going to have a look at some of that and see if we can't find a little gold. Sun's fixing to come up over the hill, but it's not as bad now. I actually had to wear a flannel shirt over the top of my other shirt so I didn't get so cold coming in here. Of course, we think we're freezing to death at 65 degrees here, but anyway, check this cactus out. That puppy right there is about 30 feet taller, pretty darn close. It is a beauty. There's a lot of them back in here. A lot of people ask about my rig. It's really nothing fancy. It's a Yamaha Rhino 700. And she's kind of old. It's a 2009. Kind of old and been through a lot, but it gets me where I'm going and gets me in and out without much trouble. The only time I ever got stranded with it was when the alternator went out and it quit charging. So I had to replace that. But other than that, it does real well for me. So anyway, I'm gonna grab the Gold Monster first and go down this wash and hunt some of this bedrock and see if I can't squeakle one or two out, and then we might grab the GP and go up and hunt some of the deeper material up in the hills. That's why I have both detectors. We got both shallow and deep conditions I'm going to be working here. And a lot of times I prefer a VLF for shallow bedrock. They seem to work better for me. So off we go. Hopefully I'll be back soon showing you a nugget. Well, I went and hiked myself quite a ways from the buggy. I was just going to hunt around a little bit in some bedrock, and then I was going to use the other detector for a bit, but I guess right now I'm probably about 2.5 miles away from that buggy. So I got a bit of a walk to get back. Yeah, it's what it is, I guess. It's still been a good day. It's cooling off. Not broiling hot out here anymore. Still warm, but by our standards, it's not too bad. I used to hunt a Yuma a lot back in the old days. Back behind the old, well, the proving grounds are still there, the Yuma proving grounds, and Ben Avery gun range. I believe it's Ben Avery, something like that. Yeah, we used to drive back in there and hunt nuggets quite a bit. I used to go up there just about every weekend for a couple of years. Yeah, quite a bit after that. One time I was driving up a wash up there, and it was a nice warm day like this, and I could see a little bit of a cloud of dust up ahead. And I got to looking, and I got close in my truck, and here's this guy standing there right in the middle of the road in the wash, naked as a jaybird, and he's got his dry washer set up, and he's running a dry washer, naked. And it took me aback at first. And I said hello to him. He said hello. I said, "What are you doing?" He said, "Dry washing." I said, "Well, how come you don't have any clothes on?" He goes, "I don't like clothes. I'm a nudist." I said, "Okay, that's fine by me, I guess." And he goes, "What are you up to?" I said, "Well, I'm out here nugget hunting." He goes, "Oh, you know," he goes, "if you just go up the road there a little ways, there's a left-hand turn out of the wash." He says, "You walk up there." So I found some nice nuggets up there with the dry washer. He says, "You might want to go up there and metal detect a little bit." So I did, and found me a couple nice nuggets that weekend. It was a good trip. And on the way out, I stopped and said goodbye, and he got to where when I come in there, I camped up the road a little ways. He started visiting my camp, and I was kind of uncomfortable with having sitting around my camp naked all the time. And one time he come there, and we had those old folding chairs with the webbing. I don't even know if they make those anymore. They had that nylon webbing in there, and he got himself pinched pretty good by my chair. in my camp. And thankfully he started wearing shorts after that when he come to visit. You just never know who you're going to meet out there. I can't remember the guy's name, and I'm sure some of you listening to this right now remember this guy if you hunted up there. And he was working right where two washes came together, and man, he found a lot of gold in there. Some nice nuggets as big as your thumbnail too. But he was quite a character. It's amazing some of the characters you meet out here. But I guess maybe you got to be a little bit crazy to walk around the desert all day long looking for gold. I've got a long walk back to that buggy. I got a can of tuna and some crackers. Running low on water. So I guess I'll walk up here. I'm going to work this little wash I'm in. And it's much like the other washes here. Everything looks good, all the same material. No nuggets yet. And I don't see any evidence the old timers dry washed it much. Gold's funny stuff. Don't never figure out why it gets where it gets. But it does. But I plan on going back to Yuma maybe this winter. It cools off a little more once we get our motorhome put together. We got a 1987 Itasca 30-foot motorhome. It's in decent shape. Inside's in good shape. Right now just fixing little things here and there that are broken. Got it for pretty much a prayer from a really good guy. And I might have to put a little money into it, which is going to take a while because of that. But once we get done with it, it should be kind of a good base camp. Pull the buggy behind it and head off into the hills and away we'll go. But I think I'm going to work my way back to the good old buggy and detect as I go. Hopefully I'll come back and show you a nugget here, folks. But boy, right now it's not looking good. Not looking good, but sure is a cool area. And when you're prospecting like this and looking at new spots, spend a lot of time getting skunked. But I'll just have to walk into that one little wash. It could be right over there. It could be right over here. It could be back that way toward the buggy. And you score. And that wash ends up paying for several trips. Sometimes several years. You keep coming back after a good rain, and these washes will produce some more gold as the material washes off the top. I'm curious now if the naked guy's still working up there, but I don't think so. He was about my age. I don't think he'd be out there in his 60s naked working anymore. But he was 20 years ago. Oh boy, I've met some real characters out here. And I'll tell you about some more of them as we go along. It comes back to me. I've forgotten more than I remember, I think, now. Sometimes I sit down and have a drink of water like this and I start thinking about stuff and something will remind me of a crazy story or somebody I met. And I'm sure there's people out there telling stories about meeting me and how crazy I was out there with a metal detector out in the middle of the desert. So anyway, I'm going to shut this thing off and have another sip of water and head back to the buggy. Wish me up a nugget, folks. This has been a rough one so far today. Other than some nice sightseeing. Here we go. Well, I guess this is about it for the day. It was a good day. Did some exploring. Looked at a lot of new areas. Right over here's a mine. You can see this little hill right there. It's been torn up about halfway up. You can see where they got the piles and whatnot. I might go over there and check that out next time out here. I'm kind of pooped out and ready to call it a day. But this exploring is almost as fun to me as finding the gold. Maybe it's more fun. I really enjoy traveling around and looking around. Huh, something weird over there in the hill. Can't tell quite what it is. But we're gonna head back that way. If there's anything interesting, I'll film it. But for now, thanks for coming with, and Hope you had a good time. Like, subscribe, ring that bell. It's nice to shoot her out, my friends. See you next time.